As a long-time My Little Pony fan, the idea of having a My Little Pony video game was always something I wanted, but unfortunately it wasn't something they capitalized on in My Little Pony Generation 4, which is surprising because I still feel it would have done really well. They did have quite a few Flash games, and there were plenty of fan-made games, as well as My Little Pony apps like the My Little Pony Gameloft game, which is still going strong to this day, but they never did a full story mode My Little Pony game. To, I think, everyone's surprise though, they did release a My Little Pony Generation 5 game, and it came out on all platforms: PC, PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo Switch, and they even released a second game this year. This surprised me because I didn't think Generation 5 was popular enough to have one game, let alone two games, but personally, I'm a big fan of Generation 5, so this was very exciting for me, and I played both games as soon as they came out. Maybe I'll make a whole video on Generation 5 one day and why I think it's a good series, but I don't know if I actually will do that because a lot of people don't like it. I do think Generation 5 gets a lot of unnecessary hate from like bronies and stuff. So I played both of these games, not originally with the intention of making a video, but after playing the second game, I thought it would be interesting for me to talk about my thoughts on these games, the things that I don't like and things that I do like about them, and the stories about the games, for those of you who are thinking of playing it or just want to see someone else talk about it instead of playing it. And I personally just love things like this, like weird kind of merch type things they make of things that I'm interested in. I just get really into it. Even if these games are obviously made for younger kids in mind, not 23-year-olds like myself. I think it's important for me to talk about the brand that made the games before talking about the games. I do feel a lot of people had pretty high expectations for these games, even though they're made by a company that only makes pretty low budget kids games. The company who makes these games is called Outright Games. You've heard of them, right? They make classics like JoJo Siwa Worldwide Party, Baby Shark Sing Swim Party, and Ryan's Rescue Squad. This is indeed a Ryan's World video game. So you probably haven't heard of Outright Games, because these are the only kind of games they make. They make games on family-friendly kids shows or popular things that kids like Ryan's World. Anyways, let's talk about the My Little Pony game. My Little Pony: A Mere Time Bay Adventure came out in May 2022. It opened to Sunny, Star Scout, and Mere Time Bay on her way to find her friends to celebrate Mere Time Bay Day. And right away, it feels like we're really in the Generation 5 universe of My Little Pony. My favorite part of this game is how beautifully animated it is. I genuinely think that the models of the ponies look amazing, and I think that if you are a really big G5 fan, you'll probably just like the game because of that. My expectations of this game were pretty low because I hadn't heard of Outright Games before, and looking them up just showed like Peppa Pig and stuff like that. So I wasn't expecting much, so I was really pleasantly surprised as soon as I started playing this game at how beautiful it was. They did a really good job at making you feel like that you're really in Mere Time Bay with the ponies. The backgrounds and the environments look great. The lighting's really good too. It does change throughout the day. Controlling Sunny feels very smooth and satisfying. There's something extremely satisfying about playing this game. Like just walking around and collecting the star bits, I find so satisfying. It made me want to collect all the star bits. And that was probably my favorite part of the game, is just collecting the star bits and just running around. The sound of her hooves is like ASMR to me. Like, just listen to this. In this game, Sunny can use her Earth Pony magic to make flowers grow and turn them into jumping pads. We find our friends along the way to Mere Time Bay, and basically we spend the whole game looking for things for ponies and doing little quests. And that's really most of the game. It's just like trading with ponies and finding things I want, and then you gotta go to some other pony and they want something to get that thing. Very back and forth, but it's very simple. It's very easy for kids, you know, so I get it. That is what I expected. There are also 4 mini games throughout the game that you can play. The first one we play is the bunny herding game with Hitch, and this game is actually quite fun. It's very satisfying, like getting all the bunnies to where they need to go. And later on, you play this game but with like crabs, and it's like really hard. I'm really bad at it. It's kind of embarrassing. When we get to the conflict of the story, we find Pip's poster has been vandalized, and we have to find out who did it. I wonder who that could be. You know, I was really hoping it wouldn't be Sprout because I thought we were over the stuff with Sprout. Spoiler alert, it's Sprout. But we don't know that yet. We have to investigate. And we ask the ponies around, and they're all describing Izzy, but obviously it's not Izzy. So yeah, we fix the billboards, do some more running around and trading. It gets a little bit boring doing that. I just kind of like wandering around and picking up the starbits. I don't really like doing the trading stuff. But Main Street in Mere Time Bay, it looks really good. It looks super accurate to like the movie and stuff. We play Pip's game, which is Pip Dance Parade. It's a little dance rhythm game. It's pretty lame. It only plays one song, and the song is like really bad. It's like a weird mix of different like My Little Pony songs. and it's only one song, even though there's so many good G5 songs you could put in there. I was hoping this game would be like the old Equestria Girls like minigame app thing. I think that was in the Gameloft game, right? I was obsessed with that game. I was hoping it would be like that, but no, it's nothing like that. It's pretty lame. Doesn't really have any replayability at all. So later we find Hitch's posters vandalized. It's the same thing. The ponies are blaming Zip for it, but obviously it wasn't Zip, and Sprout is way too excited about this.
I'm afraid I'll have to arrest you.
No, you won't. Sorry.
Ah, criminal at large!
We get to grow a giant pumpkin with our Earth Pony magic. That's pretty epic. We also are unlocking clothing items as the game goes on, so it's important to collect all the star bits if you want to unlock everything, which I think is cool because I wanted to collect it all anyway, but you do actually have a reason to collect them all. Sprout starts being kind of racist.
That the criminals are not from Maritime Bay, since neither of them is a respectable Earth pony.
Man, what the fuck, man?
Honestly, I hate this man. I hate him so much. And I don't really like they're using like the pony racism plot again. It kind of feels icky. I don't know. We play the flying game with Zip. It's simple, but it's fun. I like it. The flying animations are really nice too. And Sunny gets to use her Eloquent powers, which she doesn't really use a lot in this game. This cutscene is so beautiful. I love this cutscene. It's my favorite one. And then Zip almost dies and Sprout is very happy about it.
Oh no! Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh, yes.
Wait a second, who's that?
So magic is fading because Sprout has managed to manipulate every pony in Maritime Bay that unicorns and Pegasi are evil again. And they're all holding these signs and protesting, and it's... I don't like it, man. I don't trust every pony in this town. How are they so easy just to hate unicorns and Pegasi again from like one dude? Anyway, Sunny tells everyone that they're being stupid. And they're like, oh yeah, we are being stupid. And obviously we find out that Sprout was the one who was doing it. He was, I guess, dressing up as the ponies. He's not a changeling. That crossed my mind, but obviously that would be like too much to introduce to G5, wouldn't it?
Sprout? Is that you?
No, it's not me.
We play Sprout's rollerblading race to catch him and jump over these unicorn traps from the movie. We finally catch Sprout and beat the shit out of him. Just kidding, we forgive him for some reason and we become friends with him. Can we just kill him? That's the end. And he doesn't apologize, just like in the movie. He didn't apologize then either. But we do kind of like forgive him this time. In the movie, he just walks away, and this one, he's like, I'm sorry, there was just so... Well, he didn't say sorry, he just says, there's so much going on. That's why I turned to racism. There's a lot of people that love Sprout and want to see more of him. I don't get it. He's actually the worst. Once the game's finished, you can still run around and play the mini games, keep unlocking the clothes if you haven't already, and you can play as different characters in the mini games too, which is cute, and you can play 2-player if you have friends. Now, I was annoyed because I couldn't, for the life of me, unlock Sunny's Alicorn Wings accessory. I was missing some star bits for it. I don't know where I was missing them though. I think it might have been the crab and bunny herding game. I think I was just really bad at it that I couldn't, like, get enough star bits from it. So yeah, I haven't completed the game technically 100% because I don't have her Alicorn Wings. Also, after finishing the game, if you talk to Sprout, he still says some questionable lines.
Horns and feathers. Gotta watch out for those.
Overall, my thoughts on this game is, it's good. I like it. It's very short, only takes about an hour and a half to finish, which is way too short for a full price game. Like, I would definitely not recommend anyone pays full price for that. I wish I didn't pay full price for it, but you know, I really wanted to play it. I definitely am confused as to why they can still like charge you full price for a game this short, but alright. But hey, kids will probably take longer to finish the game, so it might be like worth it for them. The thing that I like most about the game is definitely the animation and the models and just running around as Sunny. I don't really care about the like quests and stuff. I find them a bit boring. The mini games are like alright, but most of them are kind of boring. The story itself is okay. I mean, for a kid's game, I think it's like fine, but I just hate Sprout so much. Every time I see his face, I'm just like, oh god. Please no. And I hope the story isn't considered canon, because I just thought it was really like icky how the town switches up on unicorns and Pegasi so easily. It's probably not meant to be taken that seriously, but maybe I'm just being dramatic. I take pony lore very seriously, guys. But this is a nice game to just like chill to, you know, it's easy, you don't have to think too much, satisfying, and it's pretty to look at. Like, I was very like satisfied with it when I finished it, and I was very surprised at how much I actually enjoyed it. I just thought it was really short. To everyone's surprise, they released a second game. My Little Pony Zephyr Heights Mystery came out on May 17th, just last month, and it was quite sudden. Like, we saw the trailer and then it was just out, and I didn't even realize. And I told myself, okay, I'm not gonna pay full price this time, I'm just gonna wait till it goes on sale. But then I ended up getting sick that week, so I couldn't do anything, so it was kind of perfect timing for me to just play this game. So yeah, I ended up paying full price again. But Misty was there, you know, I had to get it for my girl Misty. Now this game has much less of a story, so there's not much for me to talk about in that area. But to my surprise, this game ended up being a lot longer. Was that a good thing? Okay, I do think this game is actually better than the first game, but I have also a lot of issues with it. This game took me 6 hours to finish. Now, I think usually it takes about 4 hours, but I did every little task thing. I don't know what to call these little things the ponies do. I did every single one of those because I thought I like needed to collect all the star bits like the first game, and maybe it would unlock something. Nothing happened. You don't need to do all these, it's just a waste of time. So this game features all main 6 ponies, and we actually get to play as all the ponies in this game, which is really nice. I think that's what we all wanted in the first game, so I'm really glad they introduced that. You do have to unlock the ponies as you go, but that's a nice touch too, because it gives you a reason to keep playing, to unlock the ponies. Sunny and the Pegasi can glide, which is also really nice. You can glide around, which I really like. It makes it really fun playing as the characters with wings to glide around. The models and controls are pretty much the same as the first game. They still feel very nice and satisfying. I played this game on my PS5 and I thought the graphics were really good on there, but I did see some people online complain about the graphics on different devices being really buggy. I did find that sometimes the cutscenes, things would load in very slowly, but mostly on my PS5 they were totally fine. So it does seem to depend a bit on what device you play this game. This game mostly takes place in Zephyr Heights, the Pegasus city, but you do kind of go back and forth to like Maritime Bay sometimes. It's a little bit confusing. Sometimes you like go back to like earlier in the day and you're at Maritime Bay, and then you go back to Zephyr Heights, and it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, but that happened. And it's kind of refreshing going back to Maritime Bay because Zephyr Heights gets pretty boring, and it's kind of, I mean, it looks great, but it's like, it's just white and everything's so like fancy, and it doesn't really feel like My Little Pony to me. In the G5 shows, we don't explore Zephyr Heights a whole lot, so it's kind of weird like doing it in the game. This game is basically hours of just doing the same tasks over and over again, finding things. There's not as much trading, but it's a lot of just like finding the things you need, finding items for Izzy so she can unicycle or something, using the ponies like little ability things they have. It was like fun at first, and then you realize, oh, I'm gonna be doing this for like 6 hours. Sunny uses her Alicorn magic, Hitch smashes through boxes, Izzy unicycles things, Pip takes photos with fans. Sometimes you do it on this like platform thing, which is quite cool, and Zip does like a little flying trick, which is cute. Misty uses empathy magic. I don't really know what that means, and I don't really know what it does, but she does that. The Pegasi characters also can use a little ability to make like clouds appear for parts, which is really cute. I like that. But yeah, most of these things, little task things, don't actually progress the story at all. It's just little things to do. So you don't need to do these like at all, but I was doing all of them. It gets pretty old. It gets pretty boring pretty quick. I keep like waiting for something new to happen, but then it just ends up being the same thing again and again and again, and nothing else really happens. Like, it doesn't really accomplish anything doing these things. Like, yes, you can collect star bits again and use them to buy clothing, but the clothing in this game sucks. It's just glasses and like ties for some reason. And I don't really use the clothes in the first game anyway, but these ones are just pretty boring. They're not even fun. And also in the first game, there's a set amount of star bits that you need to like collect all of them. But in this game, there's like unlimited star bits. There's so many of them, and the little tasks that you do like reset, so you can just keep getting star bits. There's no point in actually doing them. This game does have mini games, but they are just the same as the first game. They are no different. Well, actually a little bit different, because the roller skating chase game from the first game is there, but they don't have roller skates. They were just running even though it's still called Sunny's roller skating chase. I don't know, like, did they just forget about that part? At least Pip's Dance Parade did get a single new song. Something really cool about this game though is that you can go into the Bright House and even buy furniture for the Bright House with your star bits and decorate it, which is very cool and I like that. However, you can't just place the furniture anywhere. It has to go in specific places. So it's really not that customizable. And honestly, the mechanics I couldn't really figure out like what was going on. I don't know if I was missing something, but I couldn't get like much furniture at all. Most of it wasn't able to go anywhere in the house. This would have been such a cute idea if it actually like worked, but I just couldn't really figure this out. It's like I was just missing a bunch of furniture or something, even though I'm pretty sure I brought everything I could buy. I just couldn't place it anywhere. Okay, so what's the actual story in this game? Zephyr Heights is experiencing random magic anomalies, causing ponies to float randomly and things turning into food, and we have to stop them and turn everything back to normal and find out what's causing them. We eventually find out that Sparky is the one causing them because he's sick and it's making his magic go kind of crazy and turn things into different things and stuff. We eventually catch him. Takes us so long. We make a smoothie with the like magic food and give that to him and it cures him and turns his magic back to normal. That's the whole story. It takes like 5 hours to do that. So yeah, there's no like villain in this story or anything like that. It's just Sparky is sick and it takes us like way too long to catch him, even though one of us is an Alicorn. But whatever. This is actually based off an episode, by the way, a Tell Your Tale 5-minute episode. So they just got that 5-minute episode and turned it into 5 hours. Even though that episode was also the worst My Little Pony Tell Your Tale episode I've ever seen. Please don't watch it, it's really hard to watch. And that's coming from someone who's a fan of My Little Pony Tell Your Tale. Don't watch that episode.
It didn't work? He's gonna blow! Pitch!
Sparky!
Okay, so I know I wanted the first game to be longer, but I think they maybe forgot to put a game in this one. Like, at least in the first game it felt like something was happening in that 1 hour and 30 minutes. This game feels like nothing happened in 6 hours. I almost gave up actually, but I forced myself to finish it because I looked at a YouTube video and realized, okay, I'm not that far from finishing, I'll just keep going. Isn't that like kind of sad? Now, I'm actually glad they make a second game, and I do think this game's actually better than the first game, just because you can play as all the ponies, including Misty, and they all do these like cute little abilities, which is fun, and there's a lot more exploring to do. Like, at least you still get to go to Maretime Bay, and the Bright House thing's cool, but like everything else kind of sucks. I think the first game is better story-wise, but the second game is better like overall. I would still recommend that you would get the second game if you want one of these games, because you get to play as all the ponies and that's fun. But I did find myself getting bored at the second game and kind of annoyed at how it just kept going. Every time I thought it was finally over, there would be like more things to do. And being in Zephyr Heights, everything, like all the environments just felt very repetitive. I think this game will be alright for kids. I still feel like kids would get bored as well, but maybe a very young kid would enjoy this game. And also you can play multiplayer throughout the whole game too, so that's good for 2 kids to play it. I'm sure they would love that. This game does feel pretty rushed though. I feel like they just saw that the first game must have sold pretty well, so like, alright, let's shit out another one. It still feels very cool that we have actually G5 games, because I would have never expected that, and I'm glad we still have them. If they made a G4 game in the same style, I would play that. By the way, the voice acting is good in these games. They do use the same, like, voice actors as the show in G5. Apart from Zip's voice actor seems to be different. Specifically in the second game, she sounds very different, unfortunately.
Thank goodness. Misty, what happened? We saw you suddenly disappear.
But the rest of the voice cast sound good. The background characters can sound a bit funny sometimes, but overall, it's fine.
I have to get out of here, but I don't see the lever. Have you spoken to the other guards?
I thought Sprout's voice acting in the first game was actually quite funny. Now, something cool that actually came out while I was working on the script for this video is Roblox just came out with an official My Little Pony G5 roleplay game. Now, they have actually done one of these before, like a couple of years ago there was one. That one was based in Maretime Bay, but this one's based in Bridalwood. It's still in beta, but you can play it, so I thought I would try it out even though I know nothing about Roblox. But I thought it would suit this video. I really wanted to try it out. This game was developed by Simple Magic Limited and was published by Outright Games. And it looks like that they used the Outright Games models in this Roblox game, which is quite cool because those models are really nice. Now, I don't know anything about Roblox at all, but this game is like a roleplay game and it is still in beta, so I don't really know if there's going to be anything to do in the game, but it seems like at the moment you just kind of like roleplay, and that's not my thing, but I get it though. Like, as a kid I would play Feral Heart, like roleplay on that, so this is kind of like that with ponies. I think it's actually really good. You get to customize your own pony in the G5 style, and that was really fun. I made my OC and just wandered around Bridlewood. It was actually really fun. And you can do like emotes and stuff, which is quite cool, and talk to the G5 cast. And yeah, I actually was really surprised at how good this looks for a Roblox game. I didn't realize Roblox could like do things like this, but I know they do a lot of kind of collabs now with brands like this. They do like Littlest Pet Shop and Unicorn Academy and stuff, so I'm gonna have to try those out as well. I think this was really cute. I'll probably like play this every now and then in my spare time because it's quite fun, just kind of being a pony. I think people would love to play this with like friends and stuff. It would be pretty fun. I'm definitely gonna keep my eye out and see what else they add into this game since it is just in the beta at the moment, but yeah, it's fun. I'd recommend it. Also, there is an ad for the Zephyr Heights mystery game in the Roblox game, which is kind of funny. So my final thoughts on the G5 video games, are they any good? Yeah, I think they're good. They're not mind-blowing, but I don't expect that. But they impressed me. I find them satisfying to play, I find them cute and calming, but not really worth full price, and you probably will get bored playing the second game. But you know, for a G5 game, I'm still impressed. I feel like we shouldn't keep our expectations high for a company that admits they make games for kids because they know it'll sell a certain amount. If they do make a third game, I'll be surprised, but maybe it'll take place in Bridlewood since the Roblox game is in Bridlewood. I would still play it, but I do expect it to be no different than the first two games. Thanks for watching this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed me talking about these games I've been really interested in. I'd love to hear your thoughts if you've played them, or your thoughts on Generation 5 in general. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!